My name is Shira Kamen. I'm a medieval fiddle player.
Hi, my name is Tim Rayborn, and I've been working on this project with Patrick Paul for many years, actually. We've performed it live for quite a few years, so it's actually wonderful for us to finally, after all this time, to be able to bring it out and do it on a recording.
It's meant to somehow pay homage to the days of storytellers, and the kind of accompaniment that Tim and I are providing is using music of the time.
The music that we play originates mainly in medieval Europe, and also in some of it is traditional Celtic music. So we have a mixture of things. A lot of it is actually 12th, 13th century music. And then we also have added some traditional Irish songs and Breton songs that don't have dates but are probably very old and survive in folk tradition and oral tradition.
I'm playing several instruments in this production. Mostly what I play is an instrument called a vielle. And that's a catch-all name for medieval bowed-stringed thing. It's the predecessor of the violin and the viola, that whole family of instruments.
The first thing that I have here is the psaltery, P-S-A-L-T-E-R-Y. It's a medieval instrument that derives from a Greek word called psalterion, which means to sing. As you can see by the shape, it's actually also the ancestor of the harpsichord and the piano. So it's a simple instrument, kind of like a harp, with diatonic strings. They're wire, so it gives a very kind of shimmery, wonderful, kind of ethereal sound, and I love it. It's one of my first medieval instruments, and I've had it for more than 20 years, and it's still a sentimental favorite of mine.
I'm also playing a medieval style harp. Because Tristan was a harp player, we have a plethora of harps in this production. All are slightly different. My harp has gut strings rather than the Irish harp, which has wire strings.
One of the other instruments that I play is percussion, hand percussion. These drums are held up and they're played with the hands rather than with sticks. And again, this type of drum is still very popular in the Middle East and is still used in a lot of folk music, both in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. People often ask why medieval music is relevant. Why should we bother with something that's 700 years old, 800 years old? I think that it really does speak to people. People, I think, unfortunately, they often think of medieval music as being nothing more than Gregorian chants or something very, very solemn and not very appealing. But there's an incredible amount of vibrancy and life in these old songs, and I think people are often surprised in this kind of concert as to the richness, and we're always asked about the origins of the music and what it is, because people often have never heard things like this before, and it's very moving to them. And so it's really enjoyable for us as modern performers to actually bring this music back to life and show that it does have a real relevancy and a beauty that actually is still something that can be appreciated today. We're trying to present it in a way that medieval audiences might have heard it, though we're using some more modern pieces and such to make it relevant. We're doing an old story in a modern way, but that still respects the old medieval way of storytelling.
I think it's a very unusual kind of production to have storytelling and music so integrated. There is a joy and a beauty in the directness of something like this.